Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when the narcissist won't leave you alone. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So there are many examples and many ways when the narcissist won't leave somebody alone. I'll jump into a bunch of them here. I'll start with the romantic relationship when it has ended. Let's say you've been together for a period of time, a couple months, couple years, maybe it was 10, 20, 30 years, who knows. But you now are free from the narcissist. You've figured out who they are. You understand or are learning about what they did to you, why they did it, how they did it. But now you really understand that they need a fuel source. They need an energy source. They need someone to be there for them. And that can no longer be you. So let's say this example is you. You've broken the tethers, the chains, and the ties of the narcissist, and let's say you're waiting for something to take place. Maybe it's child custody or division of the assets, or to sell the house, or to relocate, or to start the new job, or something. But you now know who they are, you're learning all about it, and this person continues to call you, or continues to email you, or continues to use one of your own children or stepchildren to contact you. And they try their best to steal your energy. Now you may say, well, that is me actually, and I've gone no contact, and they still keep trying to hound me or harass me. Why are they doing that? They're doing that because they want to live in your mind rent-free, number one. I don't say that lightly. Number two, they're trying to continue to poke at you and test the temperature of you to see if you will break communication or break no contact and finally give up and say, what is it? What do you need? I don't get this. Why don't you leave me alone? Things like that. You can't do that, because if you do that, now you're communicating with them and now they get what they want and your energy will be zapped. But maybe you know that, maybe you don't. But when the person won't leave you alone and they're continuing to try to slither back into your life, number one, you must recognize it's not because they're trying to get back in a relationship with you, most likely. As a matter of fact, almost certainly. Number two, it's because they now have lost a fuel source, which was you. And they're trying their best to see if they still matter to you. If they matter to you, you're giving them what is known as narcissistic supply. If they don't matter to you, which means you do not communicate, you do not entertain any communication with them, you keep every avenue closed and sealed airtight, and you say, that was then, this is now, I'm a different person, I've healed, I've elevated, I'm changing, or I've changed. You, my ex, you're the toxic narcissistic creature. You're the dark energy source. I now know who you are. I have seen your behaviors. I've learned all about narcissism and toxicity, and I want nothing to do with you because you never loved me. You never cared about me. You only cared about access to me, and the access included time, money, love, empathy, energy, picking people up, dropping them off, waiting for texts to be responded to, paying for phone bills, paying for vacations, barbecues, gifts that would never be accepted, gifts that would never be enough. You did everything above and beyond the call of duty and more, but again, it was going in a bottomless pit, which was the narcissist. But now you understand that. So when you maintain your boundaries and you maintain no contact, you win. Now you may say, well, I kind of don't want to win. I just want to be left alone. Yeah, I understand that. But the only way to get rid of these people, if they're continuing to harass you or stalk you or text you or call you or use a flying monkey, is to get off their radar and do not give them one bit of your energy or attention, because that's all they want. What they want is one word, just one word, to let them know that you are open to communicating with them. It could be something nasty. It could be, leave me alone. It could be, I don't understand. It could be, I will call the authorities, whatever it is. You're still giving them supply. That's why you need, and I mean need, to get off the radar of these people. Now that may be one example. Another one, let's say you work with somebody. Let's say the person you work with, a coworker, is the toxic person. Maybe they're your boss and they just got a promotion or a pay raise, and now they've gone from your coworker to your boss, as an example, or they're running the crew or the department. Well, now they're all high and mighty because they're now looking at you saying, yeah, I got it, you didn't. And I took all of your work and you'll never know about it. And now I have the corner office, and I'll sit in my office and I'll play video games or be on dating apps, stalking anyone that you know and anyone that I wanted to do, while you're out there in the office on the floor room, doing all the work. So now this person you now figured out is toxic, and perhaps what they're doing is they're calling you in their office once, twice, 3 times a week and asking you mundane, boring, ridiculous questions about projects that were done, that will be done, and that are being done. And you may say to them, well, wait, I already answered these questions yesterday, and we talked about this last month, and I sent you the report, and we had the meeting, and it's documented. Check the PDF or check the group chat. We all know what's going on. Why are you still calling me in here? You're stopping me from doing my job. Again, remember, you know, or you're figuring out, or maybe you didn't know that they were toxic or the narcissist. But what you are doing is you're feeding them. And when you're going in that office, your energy is being stolen from you. They are consuming it. They're watching you squirm and flail and giving them answers to ridiculous and absolutely mind-blowing, pathetic questions because you have to, because you need your job and they're your boss now. What do you think happens in this corporate culture when the toxic workplace bully is the narcissist and they now are given a promotion or a authority over people who know 10 times more than they will ever know, but they were promoted because HR doesn't want to deal with them, so they just move them up the corporate ladder? What do you think happens? That's right. Productivity comes to a screaming halt. Think about what I'm sharing with you. But maybe that was you. And so you're thinking, okay, well, I've been here for 6, 7, 8, 10 years. I need my job. I have a family to feed. I have car payments. I have a mortgage. I have so many things going on. I have credit card bills. What am I going to do? Well, what do you have to do? You have to keep your job. You have to keep a small footprint. You have to keep going to work, dealing with those ridiculous, mundane, boring, pathetic appointments or meetings with your toxic workplace bully, the narcissist. But behind the scenes, what you have done or you will do or you should be doing is looking for a new job. Now, I am by no means suggesting quit your job and have no income. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying look for employment elsewhere or begin to look for a side hustle and begin building that and slowly build into your side hustle and remove yourself from that proximity or the vicinity of the toxic workplace bully. But these are examples of how people try to steal your energy when the narcissist won't leave you alone. So I've given you a romantic relationship. I've given you a workplace bully relationship. How about this one? Let's say the narcissist or the toxic person is one of your parents. And let's say that you knew for, I don't know, a couple of years, 5 years or so, or maybe you just figured it out last year that they're toxic and they just won't leave you alone. And they continue to call you and guilt you and ask you, hey, I just need a couple minutes here. And a couple minutes turns into a couple hours, and a couple hours turns into a couple phone calls a week. And you're listening to them complain and how they gave you life and how much they cared about you and how much they did for you, and they're guilting you and telling you what they did for you when you were a child and adolescent and all these things. And you, because you're their child and you love them or loved them, whatever you want, whatever you're experiencing, you're feeling guilted into talking with them. Well, that is sustainable until when? That's right, until it's not. And this is when the narcissist or your parent, perhaps, maybe it's both of them, are guilting you into talking with them. And the guilt won't only be on a phone call. Next thing you know, it will be, hey, I'm kind of running low. I can't pay my cell phone bill. Would you mind just paying my bill this month? And then you will say, sure, I got it covered, no problem. And you pay the bill, and then that turns into not 1 month, but 2 months. Next thing you know, they say, I really can't pay it, and now I need some money for groceries. And then you say, I'll tell you what, I'll put you on my phone plan, and I'll get you some groceries. See what's happening here? Think about, you're insidiously being chipped away at. Now you have a phone bill plan for 2 people, you and your toxic parent, and now they don't have to worry about it or deal with it because they know you're going to pay for it. And now they're asking you for lunch money or for food when they probably have their own money, or they're taking other people's money at the same time or simultaneously as they're stealing your money. And then what do they say? Well, just send me some Uber Eats or DoorDash, whatever it is, a couple times a week, and that'll be fine. And then you do it for a month, and you look at your credit card bill, and now your credit card bill, which was at zero because you used to pay your credit card off on time, because you do not, and I repeat, do not want to be paying interest charges. Well, now you're beginning to become late on your credit card payment. Why? 2 reasons. 1, because now you're paying for their phone bill. And 2, you're paying for them for luxurious meals, which is Uber Eats or DoorDash. And you may say, well, they're not luxurious. Well, if you have enough money to pay for food, DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever it is these days, a couple times a week, you're doing quite well. I don't use those services at all because that's me. Let's put it like that. Having said that, next thing you know, your credit card is mounting up and you can't pay it on time. And this person, your parent, who's the toxic person, they won't leave you alone because they keep calling you and texting you and saying that the food that you ordered was the wrong kind. Can you please ask for a refund? And by the way, the holidays are coming up, and they are in real life because we're about to enter the holiday season right here in the United States. Then they say, hey, can you help me get a gift for your siblings? Can you help me get a gift for a grandchild or somebody? And here we go again, some more branches falling. And so then what do? You say, sure, I'll help you out again, because it is the holiday season, and the holiday season is forgiving. At least that's what you were taught. It's not any longer, which is a whole different part of this video, which I'll get into in a moment. And next thing you know, you're helping them pay for gifts, but the gifts aren't just, let's get a $50 gift or a $100 gift. They're now wanting a smartphone to give to somebody. And you're saying, well, wait, that costs $1,000. Like, I don't even have that phone. Why would you be doing that? And they say, well, no, I haven't given them a gift for a couple of years because I really need to give them that gift. And if you just help me do it, it'd be great. And you're like, all right, well, you know, I'm going to get a bonus this year, and I guess I could pay my credit card off and I'll get that phone. So what do? You fast forward to Christmas time or around then, and you get the phone, you gift it to them. And now your parent, who's the toxic person, who is leading you down to a path of bankruptcy, says, hey, thanks for the phone. Appreciate that. And then boom, you don't hear from them for 2 months. And then you're like, what's going on? I just did all these things for you. I'm still paying your phone bill. I'm still giving you Uber Eats or DoorDash, whatever it is. I just paid for a $1,000 phone, and now you're ghosting me. You're ghosting me. This is getting kind of dangerous. The downfall of the narcissist is falling branches, and hopefully they don't. You get my point. So having said that, next thing you know, they're ghosting, they're not talking to you. And then let's say it's around February of the next year, and they call you and say, hey, what's going on here? My phone bill, it's getting cut off, and the Uber Eats is kind of slowed up, and I don't get it. And you're saying, well, because you haven't talked to me in a while, what's happening? Whatever happened with that Christmas gift I got you for so-and-so? And they're like, oh, that phone's working magnificently. It's the best phone I've ever had. And you pause, your jaw drops, and you're saying, what? What are you talking about? That was supposed to go to so-and-so, my sibling or somebody. What'd you do with it? They say, well, my phone broke, so I kept it. And you want to tell the truth on the phone, but you bite your tongue. Why? Because it's your parent and you're loyal to them and you want to continue to do the right thing. Now, all those examples are real life examples, not of my life, but of other people's circumstances that are happening right now all over the planet. And having said that, what you need to understand, which I've understood almost 5 years ago, and it took me quite a long time to figure it out, is what you were taught when you were younger doesn't apply today in many, and I mean many, capacities. Number 2, blood is not thicker than water. Number 3, if there's toxicity or narcissism prevalent in your life right now, you need to remove it as soon as you possibly can. I gave you the example of the workplace bully / narcissist. I gave the example of the spouse that won't leave you alone. I gave the example of your parent who's toxic, who's guilting you into buying things that they keep, and they're trying to drive you into bankruptcy. None of these 3 examples are good, not one of them. None of them. But all 3 encompass one thing: you. You see, you were giving access, as this video is giving you examples, you were giving access to 3 different levels of toxicity, 3 different avenues of toxic people trying to take things from you. And this is why the narcissist won't change. This is why they won't be accountable. This is why they won't introspect. And this is why they don't care about anybody as a human being. They care about what that person provides for them. So when the narcissist won't leave you alone, it's not a fun thing. It's not a fun experience. I'll give you a different example. Let's just say this is an acquaintance. You go to the gym and you're exercising, you're lifting weights or doing Pilates or hot yoga, whatever it is, and you're loving life because this is your safe spot. You don't have any narcissists in your life. Maybe you never did. Who knows? You go to the gym, you're working out, and someone catches your eye or you catch their eye, whatever it is, and then they start getting a little closer to you in the gym, meaning you're in the corner working out on whatever machine, and they're all the way across the gym. Now they start working the way over closer to you. Fast forward, after a couple weeks, conversation takes place and they're like, hey, would you like to grab a cup of coffee? And you're like, yeah, sure, it sounds good. Again, you don't know what narcissism is. You have no idea. Grab the coffee, boom. Next thing you know, you're giving them a ride to the gym, or they're giving you a ride to the gym. They learn about where you work, where you live, your hobbies, hopes, dreams, aspirations, goals, and everything. And now they're texting you, not just to go to the gym, but they're texting you a little more frequently. Hey, can I get a ride to the airport? Or hey, can you loan me the $50? I don't have money to pay for the gym membership this month. Or hey, can you help me get the new sneakers or the new runners because I don't have enough money to do this? Or can you just do ABC? Or can you do this? Or can you help me get tickets to the show? Or can you provide something for me? And then you're saying, wait a minute, I thought we were just gym friends, and now you're asking me for all these things. I don't even really know you. Now, what do you think is taking place there? A person who you allowed to get too close to you. And this person could have been a romantic relationship or not. For this example, I'm saying it's not just a person. What's happening is that person now saw your beautiful, bright, shining light. They saw your energy, and they wanted to get as close to you as possible because they wanted to take something from you. It wasn't just steal your time, your money, and your mindset, but now they want to take the gym from you because now because you figured out you want nothing to do with them, and maybe you blocked them and got off the radar. Now you have to change gyms. You don't want to go to that gym any longer because every time you drive into the gym parking lot, you're looking around for their car. Are they here? Oh my God, they're not here. Thank goodness. I can get a quick exercise in. Maybe I'll swim today instead of hitting the weights, or maybe I'll do spinning class instead of doing hot yoga. I'll do something different. But you're playing keep away from the toxic person who won't leave you alone. Now again, if you flip that same thing, you say it turned into a romantic relationship, well, now you're in even hotter water because now you went from friends to romance, and from romance, probably they try to move in with you. And here we go again. The same old song and dance from the narcissist, just in a different vehicle, a different human body. There are 4 examples of when the narcissist won't leave you alone, and there's so many others. What about this one? The best friend of 5, 10, 30, 50 years. Okay, well, you were just friends. This is it. Maybe you went to high school together and university and all these things. Well, you thought they were a good person, but you were spending time with them, grabbing coffee and spending time with all your old alumni friends and all these things. And you were always the butt of the jokes, or you were the one that was being made fun of, or maybe you got stuck with the bill, or you had to pick people up, or you just turned a blind eye, or you didn't trust your instincts or intuition, whatever it was. But you didn't know what narcissism was. Now again, by no means am I saying everybody on the planet's a narcissist, quite the contrary. I'm just giving you the 5th example and the last one for this video. Then that person, the 2 of you had a falling out, and you said, you know, that's too much. I can't take this anymore. I don't want anything to do with you. And you didn't call them out or say anything. You just said, hey, I don't want to talk to you. And they left you alone, or you left them alone for a period of time. And then you got together again for a reunion or whatever you did, and there they were. And then they acted like that nothing ever happened, and they didn't apologize. They didn't say anything, and all they said was, hey, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And they tried to reestablish contact with you or communication with you. And you, because a lot of time has gone by, you said, sure, it wasn't that big of a deal. Time's gone by, I'm fine. You give them your number, or you unblock them, or whatever you did. And then you take them out to lunch, and they conveniently tell you, oh, I have a flat tire. Can you pick me up? You pick them up. You go out of your way. You spend another 35 minutes picking them up. You get to the restaurant. You sit where you want to sit, and they say, no, this isn't good enough. I want to sit in the corner booth. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And you go in the corner booth, you sit down, you're like, you hungry? And would you like to just get some coffee and talk? Would you like to get some food? You're like, no, I haven't eaten in a while. I'd love to get some food. They order half the menu. They're talking about themselves. They're talking about nothing to do with you, nothing about what happened, nothing about tomorrow or tonight or next week or anything. All they're talking about is themselves. They're zapping your energy. They're stealing your time. The clock is ticking second by second. They keep on ordering food, more coffee. They're filibustering. You can't even get in a word in edgewise. Then finally, you say, hey, you done? You ready to go? I mean, we've been here 2 hours. I think it's time to go. And they're like, yeah, let me grab some dessert to go if you don't mind. Oh, and by the way, I forgot my credit card. I hope you don't mind picking this up. And on the way home, can we get my dry cleaning? And I have to pick up my dog at the vet. And then I think everything will be good. And you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? I can't believe this. Now, what happened there? Well, you became the unpaid helper, the indentured servant, the walking ATM, the filibuster person who listened to them, the sounding board, and so much more. And then you dropped them off after doing all those things, spending $200 on food, of which you probably had 2 cups of coffee, and they had everything in 3 big to-go bags. You picked up their pet, their dry cleaning, dropped them off. Your gas tank is empty. You went home, and what happens? Before you get in the front door, boom, your phone's being lit up like a Christmas tree. Texting, phone calls, missed calls, saying, let's get together tomorrow. I'm so excited. Today was one of the best days ever. I'm so glad we reconnected. And you are scratching your head saying, did that person just have the same lunch experience I had? And then you say to yourself, actually, no, they didn't, because all they care about is themselves. And all they wanted was another living, breathing human being to do everything for them. And there is your narcissist. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. I love you all. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I moved a couple times because I'm in the same spot as yesterday and a few days ago. It's not raining like it was previously, but the leaves and the trees are a little bit weaker, I suppose, from the rain. And I heard a branch fall. It wasn't like yesterday. That was a close call. And you may ask, well, why am I back out here in this lush green space? I'll tell you why. Number one, I love this spot. Absolutely love it. My favorite spot, I think, ever of creating all my videos. It's definitely top 5. Number 2, the background here won't be green for the rest of the season. It's going to turn different colors as the fall approaches more and more. And number 3, this is a peaceful, abundant space. And I will be spending much more time out here until it gets chilly and until that green turns different colors, because this is a really amazing spot. So that's why I'm here, and I hope you're enjoying it. Now, before I close the video, I will share something. When the narcissist won't leave you alone, it's because they need to live in your mind. They need you to do things for them. They need to think that you still matter to them, or they still matter to you. And they need to know that you are still going to provide them access. When you get off the radar of these people, you stop giving them access, you stop paying for things for them, you stop communicating with them, you stop thinking that they are the victim, or they had a tough childhood, or they have it so difficult, and you have so much more, and you should always do the right thing, and you should always help those who are less fortunate. When you really wrap your head around the different types of human beings, and on one side of the ledger, you have the toxic, narcissistic individual, and there's actually much worse than that, but for this video, that's what I'm talking about. And on the other side of the ledger, you have the beautiful, bright, shining light, which is you. You two are polar opposites. That person is drawn to you like a moth to a flame. Back then, you didn't know what narcissism was. So you had excuses, you had reasons. You didn't know what you didn't know. Now you do know. So you need to batten down the hatches, close the gate, lock the gate, throw away the key, super glue or air glue or airtight, whatever it's called, all of the windows, the doors, and any avenue of communication that was ever open to that person. And you need to continue to move forward and leave them in the past. If the narcissist knows that they can break you down or wear you down, whether they call you once, 500 times, or 10,000 times, if you ever pick up that phone, you're now giving them access. You're giving them what they want, which is why I suggest in so many videos and during one-on-one sessions, get off the radar of these people. Go no contact, block them, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you know the person you're considering right now is toxic, whatever you want to call them, label them, whatever it is, it's up to you. If you know they're not adding value to your life, what are you waiting for? Do it today. If not now, when? I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Oh my gosh, this place is so beautiful. I love you guys. Bye.